Be thinking about something you need to have an excuse for and what might be your excuses, because we're going to do a parody of our excuses song, but I think we'll do the first one as a group instead of putting you in little groups to work together on your own. We'll do a whole group like parody of the excuses, like something you have an excuse for your spouse or your your landlord, the person that you owe the mortgage to, whatever. And just be thinking about something that you're going to have some excuses for, and we'll do something together. Okay, let's try this alphabet song again. Are you liking learning the letters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that was definitive. Thank you. I want to, I like to check in and make sure that it's going to be valuable. I feel it's valuable to know. Okay, so repita for this one. A, B, C, D, E, F, A.
A, B, C, D, E, F, A.
Hey, H, I, J, K.
Hey, H, I, J, K.
L, A.
L,
A,
A.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm only going to put the light on when you're singing it, and we're doing this all together. M, A, N, A, N, A. Okay. So these are all together. You know what? I'm going to underline what we do all together, that you don't repeat. So this one we're going to do all together. I have to do it to remember. And that's all together. Okay, here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, A.
A, B, C, D, E, F, A.
Hey, H, I, J, K.
Hey, H, I, J, K.
L, A.
L,
A,
A.
M, A, N, A, N, A. Okay. Q, R, R, S, T.
Q, R, R, S, T.
U, B, W, X.
U, B, W, X.
Y,
Y,
Z,
Z.
Yo sé el alfabeto.
Ole!
Okay, I messed up on some of that and put the light on when you weren't supposed to
So
sing.
say that again, that bottom line, the yo say.
Yo. Let's do it word by word. Yo,
Yo.
sé,
Say.
el,
El.
alfabeto.
So how do you run those say L together?
Yo sé el alfa. You just run them together.
Say.
Just like we
Yo
do what
sé
you're going to
el-
do.
You almost skip the L, right? You almost,
Yeah.
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 because it's
Yo
LL,
sé el
you
alfa.
don't say LL.
Yeah, yo sé el alfabeto. Yo sé el alfabeto. Ole.
Lots of Another question.
Yes, ma'am.
Will you just say X by itself?
Yes, I'm actually going to go through
Okay.
all of these because especially that one might be kind of hard.
Yes.
So this is oo, and you know that from up there.
Yeah.
And this is be. We say be, oo be. And then this is like double V, double B. See, we call it a W, but it really is because maybe they're round, but they call it double B.
Yeah.
U, B, double B, X, X. It's actually spelled like this, the X, but I'm not going to write all these out.
No, just
X.
Really?
Dos Equis.
Oh,
X.
there you go.
X.
2 X's.
That turns on the light.
Yeah.
I know, isn't it funny?
Yeah, I have a question.
We get, little children learn without the written word, but we have become so reliant. I tell people when they're talking to me, if you write that down and show it to me, I'll probably understand 98% of it. But when they're talking, it's like maybe 30% sometimes. I mean, it's like, that's where I'm really weak right now, and I will be stronger. When you guys come back, I'll probably be stronger by then. Do you have a question?
Will you do the Y and the
Yes,
Z?
yes. I'm going to do them again, too.
Okay.
This one is Y. Y.
Like.
I'll phonetically in Spanish spell it for you. Y. 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 Does the light go back on? Y.
No.
Y. I know that one is the hardest one in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
Y.
Well,
I don't know.
the
Yours
RR
aren't.
is, the QRR is pretty tough too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Q. R. R. S.
So-
T. Q.
Coup, but the R, the single R,
Q. R.
Ede, so
ere, like E-R-E, ere, ere. And then this is R, which you may or may not be able to do. R, Q, R-R-S-T. A whole new world opens up. How to say the letters in Spanish.
I was thinking 10 years, it might be 20 years, I think now.
No te creas, no.
Ridiculous.
Muy pronto vas a verlo. You're gonna know where. Is my dog still here?
Right under,
Oh, good.
under the board.
Oh, right where she belongs. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, let's try this again. Do you want me to go over any of them individually again? You want me to do? How about? I'm just gonna do these.
Okay.
I'm gonna do them all individually. We'll do them. A, B,
B,
C, Ch,
Che,
D, A, F, Hey, hey,
Hey.
Ache. No, I was just doing because like the word H-E-Y. Hey,
Okay.
hey, Ache, Ache, A-C-H-E, Ache, in the
Ache.
Spanish, Ache, or A-C-H-A-Y if you want it in the English thing, Ache, Ache, hey, H-E-E, Jota,
Jota.
Cat.
Ka,
Ka.
hey, H-E, Jota, Ka, L-A,
L-A.
A-Y,
A.
M-A,
M-A,
N-A,
N-A,
N-A, and these are easy, Ope,
Okay.
There we go. Q,
Q.
R,
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 S,
S,
T,
T,
U,
U,
B,
B,
W,
W,
X,
X,
Y,
Y,
Z, Yo,
Yo,
C, L, alfabeto, Ole.
Ole.
Notice that accent on the ole.
Yeah, I got all A.
Okay. You got ole, ole. We've heard that all our lives, haven't we? Okay. Clase, repite. A, B, C, H, D, E, F, A, B, C, H, D, E, F, A, H, I, J, K,
Hey, H-E-O-K,
L, A,
L-A,
A,
A,
M, A, N, A, N, A. Okay. I'm trying to not do. They do it really low. I haven't had a tape that this was on. That's how I learned it. But it's. I don't have. I have a tape player, but I don't have a speaker that I can put it with because my speakers are all Bluetooth and these are old. I need a speaker that connects. Cool. Wait. Q R R S A T. Q R R S A T. I forgot that we were actually singing. We're gonna do that one again. Q R R S A T. Q R R S A T.
Ooh.
And then U B. Then we do this one. U B W X. U B W X. Y. Z.
Z.
Juntos yo sé el alfabeto. Ole! You guys are pretty good. Just wait till anybody else comes to class. You're gonna be so far ahead of them.
Peggy's lost forever now.
Yeah.
Huh?
Peggy's lost. She'll
I know
never
she's lost. She
She'll
should
never-
not have missed today. Shouldn't have missed. I don't. I understand though. She's got family.
We'll catch her up.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Do you want to do it one more time?
Of
Why
course.
not?
You're not sick of it yet? A B C H D E F A. A B C H D E F A. Hey H I J K. Hey H I J K. L A A M A N A N A. O P Q R R S A T. Q R R S A T. I kind of messed up on that one. U B W X. U B W X. Y. Z. Yo sé el alfabeto. Ole! Okay. Yeah, basta. That's enough. Okay. I'm just going to read the first few pages. I want to see if you understand, if you're hearing the words,
I thought we
okay?
had to do it 100 times so we remember it.
Yeah, but not all in one day. You won't remember it all in one day if you did 200 times. What you would do is your brain would turn off and you would get up and walk up and go home. You'd say, forget this.
I think the teacher said, what was it, after 12 minutes of teaching the rest of the class, they didn't hear anything.
Yeah, that's especially kids. Adults
Yeah.
expect a little more out of us, but that's why I change what we're doing pretty frequently though, because if you do the same thing over and over, your brain gets numb. And well, and I'm going to show you a little bit. If we were doing immersion, si estábamos haciendo inmersión, entonces cuando yo estoy hablando, ustedes no van a entenderme nada. Y voy a hacer algo. Bueno, vamos a tocar la nariz. Toca la nariz. Okay, notice how much you didn't know. If I talked like that to you all the time, your brain shuts down. And I know I've told you this before, but when you get kids, like if they spoke Spanish, I would immediately tell them Spanish, English. When we play games together, I will teach you the stuff we say during games by saying it in Spanish and English, right? And you'll learn some things that way. That I actually use that as a teaching opportunity when I play with students and cards or whatever. And where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so the kids when they come in, if I don't know their language, like I've had one boy who spoke Dutch, I have had one that was Korean, they have what's called a silent period. And it's because their brain they can't even listen all the time. Even they used to have meetups where you'd go and just speak Spanish. Just a little ways through there, my brain just shuts down. And as much Spanish as I know, I still shut down after maybe half an hour, maybe less, depending on if it's an accent I really don't understand, like Cuban or Puerto Rican or, one of those that are harder for me to understand. So these kids, for at least a year, sometimes going on 2 years, they have what's called the silent period. And they just sit there and you think they're not learning anything. And they don't usually repeat anything. We had this little girl named Imelda who repeated everything, and she actually learned English quicker than the other kids. She was not in my class. She was in another one of the bilingual teachers' classes. But mostly they don't say anything. They don't repeat nothing. They just are silent. And then they just suddenly start speaking as if they always spoke the language. It's amazing. This one little boy that I had from Korea, no, it's okay. It's okay. Está bien. No, don't you go there. Don't you go there. Está bien. Anyway, I'm trying to teach her Spanish. Yes.
During the teacher is silent too?
No, the teacher's talking all the time. The child has a silent period where they really don't say anything. You go by and you try to help them and you teach them all kinds of stuff, but they don't talk to you in English yet. Okay. It's a year of silence. They might talk to you in their language, and try to ask you something. You won't understand them though. And so they have a silent period where they're just taking it in.
Yeah.
And not all the time because their brains can't keep up with it. And it's usually at least a year. And this one little boy, it was about a year and a half. And then he just started speaking like he was always speaking English. And it was really interesting. They all do it differently though, but that's a kind of a common to have at least a year of silent period. Maybe if you keep doing that, she'll never want to leave. Okay, so I'm just going to read you the story. I want you to, and I'm not going to read real fast. And I know some of you haven't been here for the story much, or if at all. And I want you to just see what you can pick out that I'm saying. But I'm going to show you the pictures because it wouldn't be fair not to. Hola, ratoncito. ¿Qué haces?
Hello, little mouse. What's that? What are you doing?
Yeah, ¿qué haces? What are you doing? Very good. And children's books are so rich in language, I always have to look words up when I'm doing a children's book. There's always words I don't know. So that's why if you think reading to little kids is not helpful, you are wrong because it's so rich in language. And then when they start reading on their own, that's why reading, kids who read and are read to, their command of the English language or whatever language is their natural language is so much better. Ah, ya veo. ¿Quieres agarrar esa fresa tan roja y madura? Did you pick out anything out of that? Ah, ya veo.
I see.
Now I see. Ya is now. Ya veo. Ya veo. ¿Quieres, you want, agarrar, to pick, esa fresa tan roja? Watch that strawberry, so red and ripe. That red ripe strawberry. Esa fresa tan roja y madura. Roja red, madura ripe. Have you guys, did I read this when you were here yet?
Yeah,
I didn't think
it's
so.
a long time
Because you
ago.
just,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
no, Mike and Marcia, because you just came once, right? Okay, it feels like you've been here always, but yeah, so you haven't had the advantage of listening to this. Pero ratoncito, but little mouse, ¿no has oído hablar del gran oso hambriento? That's why we do a lot of motions when we're reading kids' books. ¿No has oído hablar del gran oso hambriento? Haven't you heard them?
The big hungry
Big
bear.
hungry bear.
Haven't you heard them talk about the big hungry bear? You said, aren't you guys the ones that? Are you the ones that read this to your kids? Somebody read
No,
this.
it was
Who was it? Oh, you know what? I bet it was Izzy and Marlon.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because I think they only came once. They must not have liked it. It must have been too
Well,
too
they're away doing a lot
elementary
of
for
stuff
them.
all the
They have
time.
their kids here now.
And their
Yeah,
kids are
also.
here.
No sabes cuánto. You don't know how much. Le gustan al oso. Is pleasing to the bear, but the bear likes las fresas rojas y maduras.
The red, ripe strawberry.
You don't know how much the bear loves those red ripe strawberries. Uh-oh. Look at him trying to protect his strawberry. We're gonna go in a minute. El gran oso hambriento. What is that?
Big bear is hungry.
The big hungry bear. It's in a different order though. Puede oler.
You can smell.
Can smell una fresa roja y madura a 1 kilómetro de distancia.
You
can smell it from a kilometer away.
Yep. And Izzy and Marlon said in the book in English it says a mile away, which we know it's not exactly
Only
the same.
American.
But
Canada
that's what we
means-
relate to. Yeah, you guys that have kilometro, right? Okay, so let's go watch Excusas at least, and then maybe El Banco, because we might even put those two together about being inocente, and who knows? You might have an excuse for robbing a bank. Who knows?